It's been raining cats and dogs, wind's blowing, been crazy. Yep, roses are outgrown. I got to trim them up. Everything needs work. Today's a beautiful day, so I'm wasting some work time just to share this. I wanted to show my daughter how things were looking. My blackberries along this end row are doing good. This is the second year they've been in ground. And if you're wondering why they look so bulky, so big, it's because they were previously at a different farm and I transplanted them. Actually got a couple of berries last year, just a handful. But this year, woohoo, we ought to get some berries. I'm gonna get it strung up. All right. Next project is my chicken barn I wanted to show you. And before I get out there to the chicken barn, this was last year's project. And we took a shed that was 8 by 24, somewhere around there. And we turned it into a pantry. And I do have to get some, and I want to put an air conditioning unit on it. Unfortunately, it does get hot in there. And it will freeze in there. But I have a small heater, real small heater that heats it up just fine. Matter of fact, I can't even run it most of the time in the winter, even in the cold winter. So I assume that's going to be the same way on the refrigeration, that won't have to run it every day. But that's our pantry, all our jars and goodies. And it's well insulated. Now the R factor was, you know, I added a 1-inch styrofoam in the walls, and then I put the batted insulation over the top of it, so it's really sealed up. It's really really well insulated. If you have any questions, just write in the comments what your questions are and I can answer some questions. I did do a little bit of videoing on this, but I can do more if you're interested. On to the chickens. Oh, by the way, the chickens, there's a few. I actually have 3 different age groups, and I guess you can't see them very good, but yeah, these are the oldest, and they're probably a month and a half old. There are only 5 of them in this box, and I've got gosh, about 25 in the house, and I got another dozen coming. So that's an old crate irrigation system, Zimmatic. Worked out just fine for a chicken box, and we got it set right beside the house for now. I'll be glad when I get it out of here, but for now, this is what you do. On to the chicken barn. Okay, trying to give you an idea of the before. This is one of the crates that I have that I'm making, in the process of making a chicken barn out of one of these crates, and I've got I think there's at least 3 crates here, and then there's a lot of other sizes. Now this crate is you know, for materials, and you can see it was just barely put together with you know, some 2x4s sandwiched just to hold it together to get the materials, you know. And the bottom had basically a platform. Those 2x4s are tied to the 4x4s underneath. And so what I'm saying is, in order to make it a building, it takes quite a bit of modifying. Okay, the roller has moved on. You can see that there's really nothing much holding it. I got a little stud up above there to hold some of the pieces together, and it's lightly built, but I will go over and show you what progress, or kind of progress, that I've made. Now the other crates that I have are going to be used for raised beds and for building a 10 by 20 shed for my lawnmowers. And a lot of stuff here. This is what you do when you're trying to save money, trying to get by. And this is a future project, my 77 Chevy. Got a 78 that's running pretty good. I am going to swap rear ends on it, but that's a whole nother project. This one here, yeah, I'm a Chevy nut, so I got a motor to drop in there. I just haven't got there, but it'll happen. Okay, this is what that shed is looking like now. A shed just like the one you just saw. And well, I know that all the carpenters are going, oh, what's he doing? What is he doing? And I'm just doing, man. I did not take carpentry in grade school, so I'm just doing what I can do. And I'm going to put the nesting boxes on the inside of this outside wall, and I'll probably put some more on this one. And you know, it's just a simple little shed, 6 foot by, gosh, I don't know, 8 foot-ish. And I'm extending the roof out a little farther. I've got some galvanized sheeting that I'm going to put on there. And I got some plywood that I've collected. We might put that on the roof to reinforce the roof as well. We do get some pretty hefty winds around here. I'm using some crate wood that I collected a few years back. And these heavy crates were actually crates that a business in our area had ski mobiles, you know, the snowmobiles. And so we collected those. There's good wood, and most of those crates are pretty good quality wood to protect their products. So this is what I'm going to do is build that up. I'll go all the way up and then wire it all in. It's probably going to be close to 20 feet long, and then I'll move my chickens in here. So you folks that are counting square footage and counting chickens, not to worry. There's going to be a bunch of them that are roosters, and you know what happens to those dudes. But the chicken barn, if I can get this done, then I can start on the coop itself. And this is what you call an old timer, poor man's way of getting things done, just using scrap wood, doing what you can. That's what a lot of us do. And I do have my fair share of scrap wood. And eventually I'll get to my rabbit barn. That's a carport turned into a rabbit barn, which is the wind. We got 25 to 50 mile an hour winds down this hill. We live on a hill, and the wind comes over the top of that hill and comes down and hits us, and whew, we get hammered. So I've got wood piled up everywhere, everything that I can use. We've got our hands on, and eventually we'll have to clean it up. But for now, you know, that plywood and those panels, well, that's just part of the, you know, when we start fabricating, that's what we're going to use. So just thought I'd share that. Now my daughter and grandkids can see what I'm doing.